All right, well, welcome to a brand new series called
Treasure Quest.
Treasure Quest. My name is Mike. This is
Annie.
And we're excited about this series because we got a lot of fun things that are going to happen throughout the hour. If you've used Treasure Quest before, we've added a whole bunch of really cool new stuff. Drum rolls, we got competitions, we got team names, we got a brand new song that we're going to sing. We're taking another song that we're repurposing that's going to fit perfectly into the series because this series is all about the life of Jesus, starting all the way back, which we're going to talk about today, about the problem of sin, where sin ultimately came from. We will do a salvation portion of this lesson, which is, so we don't want to leave kids with, well, we got sin in our life, and they go home, oh.
Yep.
And they got to wait till week 5 to realize that Jesus did something about the sin, which we will obviously talk about in week 5. But we want to make sure that we present the gospel message so that kids know that there is a way out, that we can be separated from our sin so that we can spend forever with God in heaven. So I just want to talk just briefly about some of the stuff that we have here on the stage. Let me take this down real quick. All of this was created, believe it or not, or let's say majority of this was created out of this pink styrofoam, which you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, or probably Ace Hardware. That actually comes in 4x8 sheets. It's like $10 a sheet. It's blank on one side. It's got Owens Corning, R50, 1-inch thickness, et cetera, on the other side. So all we did is we actually have a hot knife, which is a gun that heats up a little blade, and we cut out, this is actually 2 pieces put together, this one here. There's a deep groove that was made, and then we had some artistic people come in and they painted the rocks with just latex paint. They mixed together browns and greens and reds and blacks and caused this really cool effect. Even this box over here, believe it or not, is made out of this pink styrofoam. Look, Miss Annie, how cool that box is.
It is really cool.
Very realistic.
It looks real, yeah.
I mean, here it is. Just they took a cardboard box and they surrounded it with this. And then another thing, if you hold that for a second, what they did was, which is cool, is they grooved it with the hot knife. They made ridges, these little scratches with the hot knife, but then they took a heat gun. Okay, you can get these at Home Depot too. They heat up intensely hot, like a hairdryer on steroids.
True.
You put it on there and you roll it around on it, and he made a really cool knot there, a knot there. But then you can see it's got some texture and wave to it. That was all caused by the heat gun. And then again, they just took some latex paint and they gave it a base coat of black, and then they came over with a light dusting. You just barely get paint on your paintbrush, and then you kind of dab it off, and then you just drag it across to get a really awesome looking box. So this box over here was made. Oh, and look at these cool little vines that are on here. These vines were also made out of that with a hot knife. They formed the hot knife into a little circle, then they ran it across there, and out popped those vines. They painted them, put them on the box, and you've got cool vines. So you can make a whole bunch of really cool stuff with that pink foam. Just your imagination separates you from awesomeness. Over here, this tree. This tree is actually just made out of, it could be made out of this stuff and painted. It's actually 2 pieces put together in an X form, and then the branches came out. They cut the branches, then they had on the extra parts of the pink foam, they made more branches. They stuck those in at various places. Then, look at this stuff here. 2 different colors of, I believe, what's it called? Is it
butcher paper?
It's a butcher paper, which we got at a company called Uline. But there's lots of companies where you teacher supply stores where you can get big rolls of butcher paper. And so it was, what was it, Annie, about this wide?
Yeah.
So and then they rolled out the butcher paper, they cut it, and then they got some people on one on each end, and you just start twisting, right? Twist, twist, twist,
Super
twist,
simple.
twist. And then they hung it up here. And I love that they got 2 different colors.
Yeah.
Because the 2 different colors really accentuate both of them together. And now you kind of look at it from far away, they really look like vines, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And to add a little more cool effect, we've got these vines, which we also got from Amazon, which is really cool. And they were really very cheap. I mean, we got a box that was like this big, but it was full. It was like 10 pounds of these.
Wow.
It was packed tight, and we opened it up, and it was like it exploded. There were so many vines in there. Pulled them all apart, and we've got vines everywhere. And this is probably only maybe a third of what came out of that box. So, and we got some moss. I don't know exactly what that's called, from Michael's or your craft store. We got it in various places. So as you can see, and then our backdrop, we actually have a printer that prints that, but you get the graphics. All these graphics you get in, or the back graphics you get in the base pack or in a digital download. And so you can either print the graphics onto 8.5 by 11 transparency sheet, put it on an overhead, get somebody in to trace it, and then have them come in and paint it, and voila, you got a backdrop. Because you have all this cool stuff, but without that backdrop, it really does make it would. I mean, it'd still be awesome.
Yeah.
I would suggest if you can't do that, then try to either get some brown burlap maybe back there and decorate it with some ficus trees and stuff like that you might have just laying around the church or at your school. But if not, then do black and try and hide that to make all these other elements pop out. So that is Treasure Quest environment for this particular stage. And we might walk you around our outside area here soon to show you what we did out in our atrium to kind of help bring that out. And we're also on one of the digital downloads, which is really cool, is our environmental audio, which has some sound effects like you're walking into a jungle. So there's music, fun music, like Indiana Jones style music, adventure music, but mixed in with it is animal ambiance and jungle ambiance. So when the families walk into your preschool or into your elementary area, the hallways even, it's like, whoa, I see some trees and some vines hanging. And then I walk into the room and see this awesome environment. And I'm hearing all this cool stuff. It will be awesome. Awesome. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you. Hopefully it will give you some ideas. You guys are all creative geniuses because we know that God is creative. Obviously, look at the world that we live in. How creative is our world? Well, God says in the Bible that we are created in his image. So if we're created in God's image, that must mean if he's creative,
we're creative.
We're creative, exactly. So hopefully this sparks a little bit of your creative imagination as you look at this set, and you can use it to make some awesome things yourself. So thank you guys, and I look forward to presenting our teacher and co-teacher skits to you in a brand new format like we've never done before for Treasure Quest, so you can see not just how the videos are shot, the Bible story and the skits, but now, and the small groups, we film all of our small groups as well, which is awesome. But now we are filming our teacher and co-teacher scripts as well, so that everything that you could do is going to be filmed for training, so that what you see on this stage is what you can expect and get from your leaders on when they get up here to perform, which is awesome. Because the best way to learn is not to have somebody read it, not to have somebody hear it. The best way to have somebody learn something is to show them. And that's exactly what we do with these videos, just like me showing you all of this stuff. If you were to read about this stuff, how hard would it be to grasp it?
Very
now
hard.
that you've seen it, I've talked about a little bit about it, hopefully you can understand it better. So we look forward to seeing you guys in future weeks.